So here we are starting Angular project. We have this main file, this main TypeScript file, which has these imports from Angular framework to bootstrap the application. And we have this app component. So this is for the components of Angular. This app folder here. So we bootstrap the just the main app component ts file. And this is the index.html file and the global styling file, CSS file. And then here we have again in app, we make these files for a main app component. This ts file. Here we have this class that we export on the main.ts file to bootstrap the application. Here we import that. And here we make use of this decorators, and these come from the Angular framework. We use that import from Angular. And then here we have this first of all selector. So we give this name into our main HTML file. So and then standalone. So this is standalone set to true. And then we have this template URL and style URL. Here we give the path to our HTML and CSS file for these components. So this main app component. Then we have this import. If we want to import another component into this, we can also have the content here, right? But just give the paths and create in separate files. Here we have the style for app component, so the main component of our application. And here we write whatever we want to display in our main application. Now we want to create a new header. So for that, create this new folder inside of app. So now we are sending app component here to bootstrap. We directly create that on the source folder. We'll have to bootstrap that component also. So here we just want single component to be sent to bootstrap application. So we put all the other components inside of that main app component, where we have this header component. Create the main header of our application. Here again we use this component decorator. On selector we put app header. We write this name. This is that then we use on app component. We give the path. We give the component to this markup. So it's main template standalone true, and then template URL and style URL. We give the path to both header component HTML and header component CSS files to write make the template of this header and for the style and class, which is header component. In CSS we have the styling for the header, and yeah, HTML file and this header. This is the HTML default header. Here we go to a heading, a write something, image. We want to display a header. So here we create this component for header and access that inside of this app component template and display that in the application. And then we have to import that here in the main app component TypeScript file. Import the header component from, we give the path to that TypeScript header component file, and here imports inside of this array we put header component. So now when we run an application, so this new component, custom component that we created, will be sent to the main template that will display in the application. We run this, we type npm start to run the application in watch mode, and on the browser you will have this one header that we created. This page, so what do we write here? So this is one component that we create. Now we want to display some users. We want to have a list of users now. So for our project, so for that we will create components for users also. There's another way to create components is to write this ng-gc user. Here this will automatically create a new folder with this name and write create three header files, HTML, CSS, TypeScript. It creates this file for testing, which you will see later. Creates these three files. They will write code for the users. So here we have this class, user component class, URL for HTML and CSS file. We use the selector app user we give whatever name we have here. And the styling here. Now we want to display here. Now we have a list of users. So we create some dummy users in another TypeScript file. We have this constant dummy users that we export from here and will import in the users component. So it has user has ID, name, and avatar for its photo, images, and that we can use inside of this. We import dummy users here, and on the template we want to display the users. So in the app component, first we import the users component here, and here we want to display an unordered list of users. So here we create below the header, we create this main, and inside this we give another list of app user. So we keep the name of that selector. So this is what we will display now. We want to get these users at random. So we will get one user at random every time we load the application. And for that, inside of this class, we will create a constant where we use dummy users and pass an array at random index, which is what we created here. A constant, we use mark.for and mark.random to get a random object from that dummy users dot length. So this will from the entire array. This will get a random from the index 0 to the maximum length of the array. Here we can pass example. We pass like this. This will be the position of the user that we want to get. But instead of that, we write this to get a random user from the dummy users class that we have. So we get the random user here. User component HTML5. Here we use span inside of this with this double curly brackets to pass the name selected user dot name. So the property we want to get the name at random. So this is how we will use that. So we display the user like this. So whenever we reload this, we'll get a random user here like this. We can also display images in assets here. Here the images of user for that, and also here dummy users on this avatar property we have the images. So here we use that. When image source we will write, we will get selected users dot avatar. We can write this line in that also in HTML file here also. But to keep it simple, we write this. Here we create a new method, a get method. We will want to get the image related to a dummy user. So for that, here we return the assets.users. We go to that. So we give that path. Then use this keyword here for selected user dot filter from the dummy user. We bind this to this image, and then we use that inside of this, and the property we want to get for this property we want to get. So for me, we want to get that. And now to do an event, to handle an event, for example, when user clicks. So to handle that event here, we hit this button, we pass click, and then here we have to pass, we create a new method in TypeScript file, we give the name of that here. And here in the TypeScript file, we create this method from select user. So on clicking by the user, we do this. So now we can write a logic here. For example, we create a constant random index. So this is the same line from before. Now we want to get a random user when we click on the users that are displayed. So for that, we again use this mark random line, get the random user, and then we pass that inside of the array to dummy user. So we'll get one user, and this dot selected user where we pass this. So we get random user on clicking. So when user clicks on a user that is displayed, it gives another random user to us. We will give Here, when user clicks, it goes to another random user to run this player application here.